they'll have made their own.
So what you had to do is design a robot that would do everything that the rules specified, right?
Yeah.
That was part of being a team, is how to design that and then make it.
Yep.
That's what we've done.
Amazing.
When do you start working on this? How long, how much time do you have to get this all put together?
So the season usually starts sometime in September or end of August. So that's when the actual video is released and what the map's going to actually be. However, you can start ahead because there's other components of FIRST, such as there's like outreach and there's the engineering notebook. So you can get a head start on the season. And so that's what our team did. We kind of got a head start with our outreach and stuff in order to just go out in the community and share our knowledge. And then once the video was released, we started working on the actual robot.
And the competition is when?
The championship is usually like in January, but then there's many different competitions that lead up to it, and then depending on if you advance or not, there's even more competition.
So when's your next one?
So our next one is in a couple weeks in Cedar Rapids, and this is a super regional, so we get to go against 11 different state competitions, like the winners of the 11 different states in the North region coming down to Cedar Rapids to play.
Were you in agreement as a team as to where to focus on to get the most points?
Yeah, that's actually part of the strategy. When we started out the season, we sat down together and we talked through the whole game video. We prioritized what we wanted to do. Like, we knew the beacons were a lot of points, so we put that at the top of the list. And for our first robot, our initial design had a beacon pusher on it. And so, as a team, we had to decide, before we even started touching any parts, what we wanted to do and what was the most important time-wise.
So the first part of it is autonomous. That means it's pre-programmed, and then the last part is somewhat.
It's controlled by remote control. So this like joystick controller here is what we use to control everything.
Yeah, and they will demonstrate later.
Yeah, we'll demonstrate it later.
Do you guys have any more questions?
Go ahead.
Alright, so,
Gladys.
alright, so this is a robot that we built this year, and at the beginning of the season, we got together and we thought of strategies, and we really wanted to focus on the beacons during autonomous because they were worth a lot of points. So we built our beacon presser right here, and what beacon presser consists of two small motors called servos that control two cams that push out these flaps. And we have two optic fibers that are hooked up to a color sensor that sense the color on the beacon. So if we're on red alliance and like the color senses red, and the beacon pushes like the correct button according to the color. So, and we also use the beacon in tie-up as well. We can control the beacon with our joysticks. And we also built a prototype out of Legos before we actually built the thing out of Tetris parts.
Another goal we had this year was to lift the cat ball. So we created a chain sprocket lifter with door slides to lift the cat ball. And it can lift up to 58 inches, and the entire thing's powered by 2 motors.
And we also designed the lift on a software called Creo that we use, so we know like what we're doing. We're not just like putting together random parts. We wanted to be really efficient with our time.
So that can extend on up to 20-some inches?
58 inches. 58.
So we'll show you that.
Okay, so our final goal was to shoot particles during autonomous. So we created a pinwheel mechanism and there's a compression spring inside of the tubing, and the entire thing's powered by a motor attached to a worm gearbox. And with this, we can shoot 2 particles during autonomous in the center vortex.
We also have our electronics on the robot. So like the entire robot is powered with a 12-volt battery that's like inside here, and then we have different modules controlling like all the motors and sensors and stuff. So for our electronics and wiring, we like to keep our modules closer to our motors because it allows for cleaner wiring and the wires aren't like spread across the entire robot. And that's just a picture of our robot.
His name's Bucky, because we're the Winter Soldiers, and Bucky Barnes is you didn't understand.
Oh, okay.
So, the robot is a big part of FIRST and FTC, but that's not all we do. We have to do a lot of outreach and learn about the STEM community. So, I'll be talking about how our team reached out to the STEM community with companies in order to learn more about STEM and learn more about engineering. So, the first presentation / tour we did was to Arconic. This facility, it lends us our facilities to work out of. We work out of their learning center where they do a lot of their training. So, Arconic, by the way, is Alcoa. It's just another name. They changed the name. So, if you didn't know. So we went there. We gave a presentation to about 25 engineers in a conference room, telling them about what we do and why we do it. And so they were able to learn a lot. And after that, we got a tour of the whole facility and got to see some really cool equipment and real engineering going on. Another time when we shared and learned about STEM is at the Quad City Science Fair. And so at the Quad City Science Fair, we had many different roles. A couple team members actually made a project in which we used an Internet of Things software to graph our sensor data and diagnose any problems we had. So we made that board and we presented it to some judges. And then we also showed our robot off there too and recruited members at this science fair. One tour we just recently did about a week ago is the additive manufacturing tour. And so this facility at John Deere is all about something known as additive manufacturing. A lot of the manufacturing that goes down today is subtractive manufacturing, in that you take a big heap of metal and then you cut everything off that you don't need so you have a part that you want. But additive manufacturing is essentially 3D printing. So you're making your part only from what you need and you're not wasting any material in that. And so you can design anything you want. And so we got to look at everything from consumer grade 3D printers that you can buy for $500 to like metal printers that let you print full out metal parts. And finally, we did have a couple sponsors also come in, and we learned from them, and we showed them our facilities and showed them how a robot works, and they give us some tips and also did sponsor us.
So you can 3D print metal?
Yes.
Yes, you can. So the way it works is they roll out a layer of like powdered metal, and then they have a laser that shoots down and lasers out and melts down the metal at the specific places you want it to, and then it slowly goes down and does layer by layer that until you have a full metal part.
How big can you go?
Well, the one they showed us there was like, it was very small. It wasn't much. It was like 14 inches by 14 inches by like 3 feet. And it's right now it's developing technology, but soon it could be really, really useful in making parts.
So another part of FIRST is our STEM promotion, and so a lot of our team members have prior experience with robotics, and so we wanted to share our knowledge with others. So we hosted a variety of activities at a local daycare called Skip Along. So one of the activities to promote girls specifically in engineering fields is the Hour of Code, and we hosted this at Skip Along, and we encouraged students to learn programming and reprogramming with their favorite princess. So it was just a great opportunity for us, and Hour of Code does this a lot throughout the year. They have a variety of activities that just encourages students to take part, and it just simplifies programming to a basic level so students can actually understand what they're doing. So that's what we did with them. And then another activity that we hosted at Skip Along was also with brush bots, and brush bots are just a simple toothbrush with a motor attached to it. So they're able to design their own brush bot and learn about simple robotics. And then as of right now, we're working abroad, and we wanted to start a robotics curriculum in India at a tribal school because outside of the U.S., girls have a very hard time getting into fields of engineering because it is a male-dominated area. And so in order to encourage girls to take part in STEM education and engineering, we wanted to start a robotics curriculum in India. And we're actually working with this school right now.
So, fundraising and sponsorship is a huge part of our season every year. And in order, like, the cost of our robot, the amount of outreach activities we do, and just buying snacks for our team, it takes up a huge portion of our budget, yeah. So in order to suffice the cost every year, we try to do an outreach team fundraiser. And this year, we decided to sell Krispy Kreme donuts at our Pleasant Valley Middle and High School in order to raise money for us and 2 other charitable groups. The other 2 groups were Icon Charities, which is the one Rami was talking about, which we were working with to set up a robotics curriculum in the area. And the other organization was the Student Hunger Drive, which is a local group which helps provide for the needy in our local area. And with the Krispy Kreme donut fundraiser, we raised over $1,500 for our team and other organizations. And with that money has helped us a lot this year. If you guys are interested in learning more about our sponsors or interested in being a sponsor, I have some flyers that I'll give it to John.
You know, I will say we have another group I found out that applied for a grant here from Trinity, but
The World Changers.
World Changers. Yeah, but they haven't given a presentation either, so we should have them come in and have a real presentation or not, but we'd sure like to help you though, and if we can spread out the funds and help everybody.
Yeah, the World Changers is an FLL team, which is junior high school and below, so it's the level below this.
I see, okay.
But,
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's it. We have a demo that we'd like to show you, so we'll run our robot a little bit and show you how everything works. And then if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask after.
We got about, usually over an hour, we got about, how long the demo, about 3 or 4 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Just go ahead and give us the demo, we'd love to see it.
So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, because I think it might take a couple minutes for them to set up.
Well, yeah.
We're from Pleasant Valley, but we are a neighborhood team. Because in our school they have a robotics curriculum, but a lot of us are busy and we're not able to take the classes required to join the team there. So we decided to do our own neighborhood team. So we work with Arconic and we work at their facility.
I'm just so impressed. I mean, they didn't have anything like this when I was in school.
They didn't have robots.
Okay. What is it that you all would like to do someday? I mean, obviously you're still in high school, but I mean, medical. I mean, would you like to get into research, engineering? What is your goal someday?
All of you can
I
speak.
guess we could each go off, but for me, I really love engineering, and I'd love to just continue in engineering. I don't know what the field of engineering this is, but I know for a fact it's engineering for sure. And Amir can talk about what he wants to do.
I really liked robotics and it was great, but I'm very interested in the medical field and I want to pursue that in the future.
I'm not really sure yet. Somewhere like the engineering field, most likely.
I also want to go to the engineering field. It's very fun.
STEM has been a huge part of my life, science, technology, engineering, math. I don't really know what part of that yet, but I know it's somewhere in that proximity.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed FIRST and FTC and stuff, but I think what I mainly like medical as well. But I don't know what specifically, but that's just the field generally that I like.
Excellent. Good luck to all of your endeavors.
Thank you.
Will this attack anyone, or is this?
That's cool.
Hey, John, just you.
Those wires are.